Welcome back to Real Talk. In this series, I'll be explaining and giving my own personal opinions regarding training, diets and anything else gym related. In this specific episode, I'm going to be going through whether or not I think you should be training abs when you bulk. The aim of a bulk is to gain mass, and lean bulks aren't really possible for a natural athlete because you just gain fat naturally. So if you're increasing your calories, you're going to gain fat, and this is something that people accept before they start a bulk, because the rare occasion that a lean bulk does work for someone who is natural, the amount of muscle they've really gained is really insignificant. So it's not what a natural athlete would do. So when you bulk, you gain fat pretty much everywhere on your body, including your abdominal muscles, and the effect of this is that you can't see your abs as much. But the same applies for your legs, your biceps, your quads, your pecs. Everything gains fat. However, it's just human design that we gain more fat around our abdominal area, which makes it looks as if the effect on your abs is more than everywhere else on your body. The main problem lies with the fact that people only associate training abs with cutting, whether that be for a competition or just for the summer, just when they're losing weight. But the abdominals work in the same way that every other muscle on the body works. So if you don't train them, they're not going to grow, they're not going to get bigger, but if you do train them, they're going to get bigger and stronger. So by training abs, you're not making them more visible, you're just making them stronger and bigger. So the only way they'd be more visible is if they're getting blockier and they're coming through the abs more, through the fat more, sorry. The idea that you can train one specific body part to lose fat in that area, for example, doing lots of crunches to burn stomach fat, is known as spot training, and this was popular in the 1950s, but in the 1980s, I think by the University of Massachusetts, it was dispelled as a complete myth that you can't just do loads of bicep curls to get really lean arms, and you can't just do loads of crunches to lose body fat in your belly. So by training abs, when you're getting down to a cut, all you're going to do is either make them stronger or bigger or both, or if you're not doing it properly, neither. So you shouldn't just associate training abs with cutting down and losing weight. I thought that as long as I could see my abs, I didn't need to train them. And I said this to a powerlifter I was talking to at the gym the other day, and I thought he was going to slap me, because he rightly so told me that the only reason you can see my abs is because my body fat, especially in the stomach area, is relatively low. It doesn't mean that I don't need to train them, because if you look at someone like a strong man or a rugby player or even a sumo wrestler, for example, their abs are incredibly strong. Their abdominal strength is insane, whereas much more than a bodybuilder or a fitness model, one of these people. So you do need to train your abs. Just because you can see them doesn't mean they're strong. So I had a look through some photos on my phone, and I saw one with my abs in it. And you could see the abs, you could see the definition, but they were barely there. They didn't have any sort of presence, and that's because my abs are weak. Although you can see them, they are weak, which is why I recommend training them on a bulk. So, it goes without saying now, I've already said it, I do think you should train abs when you're on a bulk, and there's a couple of reasons for this. So if you're bulking up to gain strength and you want to get some more numbers on your lifts, your abs are going to be the limiting factor, because everything else will be strong, but there is so much core engagement in squats, deadlifts, bench press, and any exercise really. If you're not training your abs, they're going to hold you back. And the same goes for if you're bodybuilding or you just want to, bulk up and cut down and look really amazing. You might look like a weapon everywhere else, but if your abs, you haven't been training them, they're going to look either exactly the same, or they're going to look worse really, because if everything else is looking bigger and looking better, and your abs look the same, they're going to look, comparably much worse. So when you hit that big front double bicep and you're like, pow! And you've got like a flat little car park on your stomach instead of a cheese grater, do you know what I mean? It's not going to look very good. This doesn't mean you should do a half-hearted 100 crunches or sit-ups at the end of every workout. You need to train your abs like you train any other muscle group. And they're small comparatively to your chest and your legs, for example. So I'm not saying do a whole day on abs, because that's probably not going to work. What you should do is chuck in about 3 sets of, depending on if you're going for strength or hypertrophy, adjust the reps accordingly, but around 3 sets, maybe twice or 3 times a week. Ease yourself into it slowly, because it will hurt if you haven't trained your abs properly before or in a long while, because it's the same with any muscle group. When you first start training, everything hurts about 10 times more. So that's the same with the abs. So ease yourself in. However, not all ab exercises work in the same way and help you achieve your goals in the same way. So if you're looking for strength in your core and you want to strengthen your core up and you're looking to add to your lifts and that sort of thing, I would recommend doing things like the plank is probably the best one. It's probably the hardest one, but it's definitely the best for strength gains. Hip thrusts, and if you're feeling especially strong and crazy, try Sly Stallone and Bruce Lee's Dragon Flag, which is just insane how you could do that. It's ridiculously difficult. And if you're looking for hypertrophy and aesthetic purposes, I recommend hanging leg raises, when you can chuck in some twists to get the obliques, which are the side abs. You could do crunches and you can just do sit-ups, but you need to be aware that just doing crunches is not going to help you get stronger and better abs. The main thing to draw from this video is you don't want to just be able to see your abs, you want to be able to develop your abs, and you want to build them like you would with any other muscle group in your body, and you shouldn't treat them any differently from your biceps, your triceps, your calves, any of these smaller muscles. You should incorporate them into your training regime accordingly, whether you're bulking or you're cutting, and that will be the best way to get results. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, share it with everybody, tell your nan, tell everybody you know. If you have any video suggestions, the best way to contact me would be to send me a direct message on Instagram, which is _Lou Walker. If you want me to chuck in a few videos every now and then with some ab exercises that I've been doing, because I've had to start training abs now, I've been told, leave a comment or send me a DM or anything like that. Just get in contact with me. And finally, stay juicy. I don't know what I'm going to say now. Just subscribe and I'll see you later.